Hello, hello. How are you on this Wednesday, middle of the week? My name is Allison Davis, and we are talking about stress. This is the third part. So, parts one and two are on my timeline. You can go look at them if you would like. But this is part three, and it's the final part. We are talking about a big thing. Are you stressed? Are you stressed? Are you stressed out? Do you get stressed out at work? Do you just get stressed out with life in general, family, friends? Hi, Chris. You know, the answer I'm sure is probably yes when you look at the stats. Now, I gave you a lot of stats on the other two different stats. I'm going to give you some more different ones today, and they're pretty amazing. There is an American Institute of Stress. And so the most stressed out age group is 30 to 49. A close second, and that's 65% of them saying they are stressed out. The second group coming in a close second at 64% of this group says they're stressed out are ages 15 to 29. Those are our kids. Well, a lot of them, but like little kids still in the home. Hi, Annette. And then the third group at 44% are over 50. 40, I don't know, maybe they've figured it out. So hopefully by that point. But number two, stress causes about 1 million workers to miss work every day. That's something. This is all in the US. And then third one here, only 43% of US employees think their employers care about work-life balance. Hi, Tim. I mean, that is a big deal. My husband he's got, I don't know how many employees he's got right now, but that work-life balance, that is really important to us as, hello, Victoria, as an employer, that our employees are happy and, that they can have a life. And so I think more and more companies are, trying to do that. I mean, I think of Southwest Airlines, people love working for that company. And there's a lot of other ones too. So let's see, I had one more. Depression leads to 51 billion in costs due to absenteeism and 26 billion in treatment costs. Again, that's in the US. So pretty big stats. I gave you a lot of other amazing ones on those other two shows. So we're going to talk about a few more tips to cope with stress. And I've got something for you at the end here that I will tell you how to get when we're done. So the first one, actually it would be the 12th one, would be no alcohol and drugs. Don't look to that. That doesn't mean, have a little glass of wine here and there, but don't look to that to cope with stress. Know your limits, because if you don't know your limits, if you can't handle it, that is going to lead to a downward spiral, as we all know. Number two, seek out a social support group. I did my dissertation on my naturopath certification, and one of the things I talked about were the blue zones. Do you know what the blue zones are? Those are 5 zones in the world where they have found a conglomeration of centenarians. And so they looked at why, what was it those people were doing? And there were 9 things that those people all had in common with each other, way different parts of the world. I mean, Greece, Italy, America, Japan, and then I think it was off the coast of Costa Rica. And one of those 9 things was they all had a really good social support group. So, that means you have to get out. You have to make the effort. You can't wait for someone else to drag you out. You have to initiate that. And it might take, for a certain personality, it might take some courage. I mean, it does take some courage, like for maybe real introverts or people that just aren't used to that. And you just get out and do it. Everybody has to do the same thing in that. So that's number 2. Number 3, it's boundaries. Reduce the amount of time that whatever it is that's stressing you out. Now, if it's your job, well, what is it about your job? Is it a certain person? And if we're talking about people here, reduce the amount of time that you're around those people. Is it an ex? Is it, politics? Is it engaging in, social media with politics or religion or any of that stuff? Where a person, reduce the amount of time that you're around that thing or that person if you can. And that's just called boundaries. And, we teach people how to treat us. I love that line. And it's so true. When we just allow a certain thing to happen, say, yeah, you can yell at me. That's okay. We've just taught that person how to treat us. If people text us or somebody texts us at midnight and we respond, hi, Betsy, we've just taught that person that they can text us at midnight. Or, anything. We teach people how to treat us. It's our fault how people treat us. It's not our fault. We have to look at it from that point of view because we can change our response. So there's a great book called Boundaries. I would recommend reading it if that's a problem, if that's a struggle for you. Okay. Use essential oils. You put them on topically, you put them in your hand, and I'm talking therapeutic grade, like really high quality, which are not regulated in the United States. So you got to know what you're looking at. But you put those in your hand and you take a deep breath, and those molecules go up your nose into your limbic system, which is the seat of your emotions, trauma, memories, all that kind of stuff. But you can be calmed down immediately with certain essential oils. And so get a diffuser going in your home or your office. It really changes the environment. You can reach out to me if you are interested in that. On the same note, deep breathing. We don't know how to breathe in the United States. And I remember, gosh, it was almost 20 years ago, I was teaching yoga, and I learned then how to breathe correctly. Hi, Heather. We breathe up here in the top of our chest. We just kind of short breaths. But the correct way to breathe is a deep breath all the way down into our stomach. And so when you inhale, your stomach should push out. It should expand. Well, normally that's not what happens. Start breathing and see how you do it. And if you're doing it correctly, awesome. And then when we exhale, your stomach should contract. And so you have to start just making your stomach do that, expand and contract. On the inhale, it expands. On the exhale, it contracts. So you take a deep breath in for 7 seconds, hold it for 5 seconds, exhale for 7 seconds, and just do that. And that will calm a person down. That deep breathing is a big part of our health. We need oxygen in our body, right? You could combine that with the oils too. That's a great thing to do. So deep breathing and breathing correctly, it'll calm you down and it'll kind of reset your mind. Okay, next, I don't know what number we are. These are two different ones, but I'm kind of lump them together, and I think they're really important. Take an alone break for at least 30 minutes a day. And it doesn't matter where you live or, what you do, but we as humans in these bodies have got to have some downtime for a little bit of the day, and it's hard for moms with kids and a lot of kids, and especially if you're a stay-at-home mom. But I believe you can train your children. Babies are taking naps, that's when you do it. If they're not, you train them to give you some time alone. Or, you get some help to do that. But we have to have that recharge time because we can't give out of nothing. We have to be filled up, and then that overflow is what we can give to whoever we're giving to. And on that same note, take a freedom day. You just have to determine how often you can do this. I think once a month would be awesome, but just a whole day where it's like a mental health day. Okay. So where it's all to yourself, you spend the day however you want, doing whatever you want. And again, you're recharging. So I think that's huge. Let's see. Did I get all of them? Well, basically, slow down, smell the roses, stop trying to multitask, focus on one thing, do it well, focus on another thing, do it well. That's hard to do. Listen, I'm a type A personality, firstborn, all of that stuff, and I have to work on that. So, and then the other thing is just stop being so rigid. Are you a rigid person? Do you have expectations? Expectations usually always lead to disappointment. So don't have expectations. I mean, you know what I'm saying about that. There's certain things you have to have them about, but just be more fluid. Try to go with the flow. Oh, you're sweet, Heather. Things don't always have to go your way. Follow where life is leading you. All right. And sometimes we just have to surrender. That's not a bad thing. So I've got these 22 tips to coping with stress on a document that I compiled from several different sources. It's written on here. And if you would like me to send you that, I certainly can. Just message me here or, put a comment in there and I will send it to you. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.